Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching Nile Cruise here from the Islamic Museum of Arts, and the Museum of Islamic Art, MIA, in Cairo is considered one of the greatest in the world, with its exceptional collection of rare woodwork and plaster artifacts, as well as metal, ceramic, glass, crystal, and textile objects of all Islamic eras from all over the Islamic world. And to talk to us more about this museum is with us Mr. Mohamed Abdel Hakim, and he's the curator of the Museum of Islamic Art at the MIA in Cairo. Mr. Abdel Hakim, a pleasure to have you with us on
A very good day, sir. It's a pleasure to have you with us, and sorry if we bothered you before starting the interview. Sir, when was this museum built, and who built it, sir?
Okay, so before the museum itself, the idea of building a museum of Islamic art came over before this time, because the museum officially built in 1903 at the time of Khedive Abbas Hilmi II. But the idea of the museum itself came over from the time of Khedive Ismail and his son Khedive Tawfiq. But the museum itself from 1903 at the time of Khedive Abbas Hilmi II.
Great. Now, we understand that this museum has over 100,000 objects from all the Islamic world?
Yes. The museum here is the largest Islamic art museum all over the world. All the museum, all the international museum have a department for Islamic collection or something like this, but the main or the largest Islamic art museum all over the world is this museum, the Museum of Islamic Art in Cairo, because we have another Museum of Islamic Art in many countries.
Yes.
And also the main source of the local museum that about the Islamic time. For example, if any governorate or something, or any place who want to make a museum, the museum here is the main source for the Islamic collection.
What are the different sections of the museum, sir, and what are the most important sections in the museum?
As a curator, I can't say there is an important section, but here we have 25 galleries. 25 galleries? Yes, 25 galleries. It's about all the Islamic times.
Is the galleries meaning sections?
Yes, okay. Sections, or yes. I mean here galleries. For example, we are here in the gallery number 6. So this is gallery. We have 25 galleries.
How long does it take? Sorry to interrupt you. How long does it take to finish this museum and watch every single piece in it?
No, it depends on you. So it can be like just 1 hour, or it can be like 1 week.
1 week.
Yeah.
The maximum is 1 week, and the least is 1 hour.
Yeah, because it's full of great and interesting collection of all the Islamic age, yes, eras, and also from all the Islamic art material. Because we can see ceramic, glasses, coins, metal, every material that we can find in every Islamic museum. We can find some of this material in this museum, in the Museum of Islamic.
But which is the biggest? Let me ask you. Which one has the the biggest number of monuments, for instance, or artifacts, and sees most of the visitors? If you have such a statistic.
Okay, so we can say which object is the more famous. Because here in the museum, in only this museum, we can just find some object that is the only one, the only object, or the oldest object. Because, for example, we have a glass goblet from the Abbasid time. It is the first time for the Muslim to use very specific materials in the decoration called the golden luster. The oldest example for the whole Muslim using this kind of material in this glass goblet. So this is the oldest example for using this one. And also we have the ewer of the last caliph of Umayyad time, Marwan ibn Muhammad. This is one of the most famous object for all the Islamic art. So this is one of our most famous object. The ewer of Muhammad, of Marwan ibn Muhammad, and the glass goblet of Abdel ibn Ali. He was the prince who ruled Egypt in the Abbasid time. We have many and many and many, so we need more time to talk about our.
Do most of your visitors come from Egypt or from outside of Egypt?
We have some of the visitors from the students.
Egypt, students from Egyptian schools.
Yeah, from Egyptian schools or from Egyptian university that
study Islamic
art. But this idea was before the
Corona.
No, it's not Corona. We have our story in this museum because the museum itself
was inaugurated,
built from 1903, and from 1903 to
2020?
Not 2020. It's 2014.
Renovation.
We have we have a different way, because after 2014 we have explosion, which destroyed the museum itself.
Yeah, the terrorist explosion.
Yeah, and also we reopened the museum and we fixed all the problems that we faced before this time.
This took place in 2014.
In 2014, yes. In 2014.
The explosion, terrorist explosion took place.
And took like 2 years or 2.5 to reopen the museum. But we reopened the museum and we fixed all the problems that we faced before the explosion. So, after this, after 2017, when the President Sisi opened the museum again, we have a different way. It's not about the Egyptian or not. It's about who care about the Islamic art. So we have many foreigner or tourists, visitors, audience who came from all over the world to see what happened to this museum and also to see
whether Muslims
or
not Muslims.
Yeah, of course, not Muslims.
So you have students that come from schools and universities, and you also have tourists that come and visit the museum.
Egyptian or foreigner?
Yes, Egyptians and foreigners. So in recent years, the museum has displayed about 4,500 artifacts in 25 halls. But it houses more than 100,000 objects, with the remainder, of course, in storage. The collection includes rare manuscripts of the Quran, with some, of course, calligraphy written in silver ink on pages with elaborate borders.
Yes. So, as we mentioned, the museum itself, it's the largest Islamic art museum, so we can't display all the object inside the museum galleries. So we have the huge number of the object, it's inside the storage. So in this storage, we have all the different department in this museum. So we can find many manuscripts from Persian, Turkish, calligraphy, not only in textile or manuscript, but also in a stone, in a metal work. So we have many objects in the storage itself. But the idea here that we each 6 months we have exhibition. We have a gallery for exhibition that we can, every 6 months, we can re-display the gallery again with the new collection from the storage.
Mr. Mohamed, the museum has conducted archaeological excavations in the Fustat area and has organized a number of international and national exhibitions. Could you tell us more about and how do you mentioned that you do here exhibitions like every 6 months. And here we go, you also organize a number of national and international exhibitions, which the museum has conducted archaeological excavations in the Fustat area. Could you tell us more about this?
Okay, so...
and how do you publicize for the audience or for the people to know about these events?
Okay. We have for free advertisement after the reopening of the museum. I mean, here everyone in Egypt know about the museum that destroyed in 2014. Yes. So we have here everyone who know about this museum. So we use this point to create our social media accounts that can reach to everyone here in Egypt. So we, from this time, we use our social media accounts to publish our events. But about the exhibitions, we even local or international, national or international exhibition, we have many agreements with the Louvre museums in France, and also we have in Toronto in Canada with the Aga Khan Museum, and we have here like every 6 months, as I told you, exhibition between the Ministry of Antiquities and the different institution here in Egypt. So we have many international or national exhibition because, as I told you, the huge number, the value of the museum can lead us to do more and more national or international exhibition.
Okay, sir, what are the areas of artifacts and where do the artifacts come from? Which countries, I mean?
The main country, I think, is Egypt. But also we have from Egypt, from Syria, from Iraq, from Spain, from China, from every place, from Iran, of course, from Turkey, from everywhere that ruled by the Islamic, by the Muslim rule. So from India, from Turkish, from China.
Do you have anything from Mali? The Timbuktu and that empire or Ghana?
Maybe.
Why did you ask Mali? Why?
Because Mr. Abdel Hakim mentioned all. I mean, it's the only place where I thought there could be something, but he didn't mention.
Yes, we can
That's
find.
why.
We can search.
Look for it then.
Yes, we can search in. For me, I don't know till now. We don't have something like this, but why not? Maybe because it's 100,000. So I think why not? Especially the coins, because in the coins we have many coins from Britain, from everywhere. It's not only the Muslim countries, but also non-Muslim countries that we can find coins from these countries in our museum.
Sir, the Museum of Islamic Art, finally, before we wrap up, the Museum of Islamic Art in Cairo is considered one of the greatest in the world, with its exceptional collection of rare woodwork and the plaster artifacts, as well as metal, ceramic, glass, crystal, and textile objects of all periods from all over the Islamic world. Before I came over to shoot this program here at this museum, I never understood when they mentioned the name, the importance of such an amazing museum that we have here in Egypt. Could you comment on this before we wrap up this segment? Because it's the most important, I think.
Yes. Okay.
Because I felt that I'm in one place that I should really be a proud Egyptian.
Yes.
That's really different, and it's one of the most important places all over the world.
I will try to explain this, but I'm not good in this because what you can see, it's more what you can expect it, and that's wow. You know, if you hear just about the Islamic treasure. Really, you can find the Islamic treasure. If you're looking to know more about the Islamic treasure, you will find Islamic treasure here. Everything that you can imagine or you can't imagine, you can find here. And the point here is it's not like the ancient Egyptian treasures, because in the ancient Egyptian treasures, they put the treasures to serve the king in the another life or the second life. But in this time, in the all the Islamic objects that serve the king or the sultan or the emir or the prince in their daily life. So if you just put a coin in your hand, it means many people before thousands of years also use this kind of coins. With the same coin that you just you hold it in your hand, and also you can see you can know more about the daily life, the society in that time, because from these artifacts you can imagine what the daily life in this time, what the daily life in the Umayyad or the
eras, you mean?
Yes, the eras. So it puts you in another life, in another time. You should to come here and you try this
journey.
Yeah, yes, this journey by yourself, and then we just wait to know what's your opinion about this. It's treasure or not? It's
certainly treasure.
Yeah, certainly,
it's something
here in Egypt that everybody should
we
witness and come and
visit. Yes, I'm trying, but I'm not good in this.
Okay, no, you're excellent, sir. Mr. Mohamed Abdel Hakim, curator at the Museum of Islamic Art, which is considered one of the greatest in the world. We thank you so much for joining us in today's episode of Nile Cruise. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for hosting us.
Dear viewers, stay with us. You're still watching Nile Cruise on Nile TV International. We'll be back once again.